GTA 5 contains many references to GTA 4, sometimes bringing back characters from the game. So that makes me wonder, what characters from GTA 5 are going to be in GTA 6? To help answer this very important question, I've made this tier list. My plan is to sort every named character from GTA 5 into one of these categories. So the first category is interactive role. This will be an actual mission or activity that we interact with the character. A passive appearance is where they're in the game but we don't interact with them in any way, shape or form. So they're on the radio, they're on TV, they're on social media posting, something like that. Just visual or the environment is like a poster on the grounds, a photograph or a painting, something like that. There's just a still image of them in the game. Narrative or dialogue, they're just referenced in passing as a character that exists somewhere else. We don't get to see them, they're not in the game, they don't talk, we just hear about them. And no mention is, of course, they aren't in the game or referenced in any capacity. So we're starting off with a hard one, Michael. I don't think he's going to be in the game. While there have been examples of Rockstar bringing back a main character from a previous GTA into a new GTA, like Claude from GTA 3, he was in GTA San Andreas, it's not very common. Do I think he'll have a passive appearance? Honestly, I think possibly. Like they might just have him on TV somewhere being like, yeah, I'm a big movie studio kind of guy. Right? Like he's clearly on one of these. Obviously he's going to be referenced. I think there probably will be pictures of him. It's a question as to whether there'll be a passive appearance. I think it's just going to be visual or environmental. I think bringing him back in some major way would like detract from the story of GTA 6 and the characters. Like there has to be some break from the previous game. Yeah, I think there'll be some poster of Michael, some reference to him in his role in the movie studio. Agent 17, I mean, he's from GTA Online. He's not in GTA 5. I don't think he's that interesting of a character. Oh, Agent 14, I'm sorry. Agent 14. See, I can't even remember the number in his name. He doesn't even have a name. He's a number.
I am not a number. I am a free man.
I'm going to say no mention. He's just not important enough. He's not done enough of interest, and he's mainly in GTA Online anyway. Trevor, I think the same reason with Michael as to why he's not going to be in some major role in the game. But in terms of whether he gets a visual or environmental reference, Michael does more in GTA 5 in that he has a presence in the actual world. Trevor, he creates chaos. He doesn't build things. While in GTA Online, he's referenced to have reformed and become like a yogi or whatever. What does Ron say?
He's too important for Ron now. Like, he's a guru. He's a lifestyle coach. I don't know what he is.
I think they're putting Trevor in GTA 6 as a guru or something. Like people wouldn't understand the reference because not everyone would remember that Ron said that of him in GTA Online. They can reference TP Industries, but TP Industries isn't real. It didn't do anything. It's not on the books somewhere that someone will casually reference or whatever. Like I think there'll be narrative or dialogue that might reference him where one of the rednecks is like, man, I heard of this guy, something Phillips or whatever. He was crazy, man. He tore up Los Santos. But I know what visual or environmental thing would be there. And it depends how far you're extending it, because maybe they could just put Trevor's car somewhere. I think there'll be some narrative or dialogue reference to Trevor, but I don't think we'll see anything of him in there. Who is this? This isn't Johnny, Rocco's pal, is it? It's Al de Napoli. So he's originally from GTA 4. Oh yeah, he's a part of the side missions with Trevor where you steal stuff from him. He originally was in GTA 4, and he had such a minor appearance in GTA 5. There's no way they're bringing him back again, no way. Lamar, I think there's a good chance that he has a passive appearance. I think there'll be an interactive role just because he was in GTA 5 and GTA Online so much that we've already seen so much of him. Rockstar would want a chance for new characters to get their time in the sun. I think there's going to be like some passive reference to his weed business. Or like there might be some ad on TV of Lamar being like, this is the best shit, man. You can get my weed at any store kind of stuff. But then again, isn't weed illegal? Is weed legal? Where the game said it is, right? It's not just medicinal. It is legal. Oh, it's medical only in Florida? No, it's fully legal. People debating this. I went down to Miami and I smelt weed on every corner. If it is medical, it's very easy to get access to. But regardless of how they portray it in the game, whether it's illegal or semi-legal or whatever, Lamar can totally play a role being the person, kind of like Barry was in GTA 5, advocating for greater expansion of acceptance and selling it. And if it is illegal in any capacity, then Lamar can be some sort of guy advocating for it to be legal, is what I'm saying. Agent Sanchez. Well, Agent Sanchez is dead, so he's not going to be interactive or passive. Do I think they're going to bother referencing him? Nah, he's not important enough. Mr. Richards. He's really old, guys. I'm not sure exactly how old Mr. Richards is in the game, but it'll be like 10 years past that, more than that. since we saw him. He would absolutely have to have retired by that point. And certainly people do retire in Florida, but I don't think he's that popular of a character. He's not that interesting, right? You could absolutely imagine just like Mr. Richards at some golf club, just calling someone a cocksucker in some minor role, right? An obituary, like just some thing in the news being like, Mr. Richards passed away, because he is a legendary filmmaker. Yeah, I think his passing away would be something that would be written about in the newspaper, and it would be the kind of thing that Rockstar would include. I guess that would technically fit into narrative or dialogue, just a written reference. True, the movie Meltdown is in the trailer, which is kind of already a reference to him, which I guess, yeah, would then be visual or environmental, because we know the movie Meltdown is there. So yeah, we'll count Meltdown as being a reference to Mr. Richards. Anton Baudelaire. This is the director. Do I think he'll be referenced in any capacity? No. He was barely interesting in GTA 5. He had like a few lines and then just disappeared. No. So Ashley was in GTA 4 in a fairly major role, and she was brought into GTA 5 and immediately discarded. I don't think they'll bring her back again, given that she's now been in 2 games, and the main role she had was with Johnny, and Johnny is now dead. You could imagine the bikers referencing Johnny and her in some way, but more likely Johnny would be referenced than her, I think. I don't think they'll bother with it. She's not an important character. Patricia. You could totally imagine a scenario where Patricia leaves Martin and goes down to like hang in Florida or retire in Florida. I can't imagine them as a couple going. I mean, considering though she was in GTA 5 and online, and her main significant thing was her involvement with Trevor, and I don't think Trevor's going to be in the game. Like, I don't know what deeds she did that could be referenced in a narrative or dialogue kind of way. I don't know what stuff she has, or why her picture would matter for visual or environmental. I think the only thing they could really do is give her a passive appearance, like she would appear somewhere, but I don't think they're gonna go to the effort. And she's old, yeah, it's even more years now. Yeah, Trevor did reference her as being 57, so 13 more years being 70. No, I don't think they're gonna bother. But she, like, it's entirely possible though she could be put in some sort of I'm retired in Florida now kind of thing. Brad? I mean, Brad's dead, so he wouldn't appear in the game, presumably. Unless he was actually in prison. I don't think they'll bother referencing him at all though. Obviously he was more of a catalyst to what happened in GTA 5 rather than being important himself. No one cares about Brad. No mention. Avery Duggan. So obviously only appearing in GTA Online, and the Duggans come up so much. They're like rich family that does annoying things that we have to fight. They're kind of like the O'Neills. There's just so many of them and they're always popping up and causing us to have to do shit. He's dead, so he's not going to be physically in the game. I doubt any of his deeds are going to be referenced though. They're just not that important. It wouldn't surprise me if there's some reference to the Duggans in general in some narrative or dialogue way. A family who owns stuff, or like their name will be on a building somewhere, but him individually, no. Avi Schwartzman. He's only in online and he's just like a generic hacker guy. I'm gonna say no. Like, I can't imagine why they would bother bringing him back rather than just making a new hacker. Davey. I mean, given the popularity of the character and how they haven't put him in online, like, why haven't they brought him back in online in some capacity? I would be shocked if there was no reference to Dave. Dave would be very old, though not that old. No, he'd be in his 60s or something, right? I could totally see him living in retirement in Miami. Or like, he's gotten a really cushy spot in the FIB and he's basically stationed himself in Miami just to sit on the beach. I think it's entirely possible that there's an interactive role for Davey, honestly. Like some small side mission or something. Davey's personal story is really incomplete in my opinion. I can see him returning. He'll be on TV. I mean, considering that Steve is dead now, there's kind of that potential role for him, but it never really seemed like he was a charismatic TV kind of guy. I'm gonna put him in passive appearance, on the TV, on the radio, somewhere. Avon Hertz. He's dead, and his deeds were only in online. I don't know how much they gonna care about online in terms of his story and stuff. Where it's like, oh, there was this crazy guy who tried to take over the world this one time. At best, he's gonna get a narrative or dialogue reference. And I think it's gonna depend if they want to make another character to make fun of Elon Musk. Is online canon? It's meant to be, yeah. I don't think the public knows what he did. Yeah, but I mean, the public doesn't have to be ones doing the referencing. I think that there's maybe a narrative or dialogue, maybe. Barry. Barry is absolutely a character they could bring back in some capacity related to weed. But why would they? Was Barry a beloved character that people cared about? Why not just make a new character with that role? I'm gonna say no. I don't think he's gonna come back. No. Like, there's no way they're gonna do a narrative. They're not gonna reference his deeds or something. I could see maybe a picture of him being somewhere, but why bother? you know? This is the mechanic dude. What's his name? You guys know because you play more online than me. Benny. No, I don't think so. They're gonna make another mechanic kind of guy who has the vibe of Florida. War Thunder, the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made, lets you take command of over 2,500 tanks, planes, helicopters, and ships, ranging from biplanes and armored cars of the 1920s to the fighter jets and main battle tanks of today. War Thunder even features a comprehensive customization system with countless camouflages, historical markings, and decorations for every type of vehicle. You can immerse yourself in intense combat where incredibly detailed vehicles, realistic graphics, and authentic sound effects place you at the helm of the most powerful war machines of our time. You will join a community of over 70 million players in epic PvP battles with an unmatched wealth of high-quality content to discover. Boasting one of the most sophisticated vehicle damage models in gaming, every vehicle is intricately modeled down to its individual components, all susceptible to damage or disabling from enemy fire. With all this detail, you might think the game would be hard to run. Actually, the game is impressively optimized, so it delivers a lag-free experience while still having amazing visuals and high frame rates, even on low-end machines. War Thunder is available now for free on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and mobile. And for a limited time only, if you sign up using my links in the pinned comment or description, you will receive a massive bonus pack if you are a new player or a returning player that hasn't played for the last 6 months on PC and consoles. So what are you waiting for? Check it out today, you won't regret it. Jimmy? Can you imagine just like you overhear someone playing some video games and through their headset you can hear Jizzle just calling them a fuckwit or whatever? Like when I'm ranking these, by the way, when I put someone in passive appearance, I'm saying they can have a passive appearance, just visual, environmental, or narrative or dialogue. Like it goes down like this, right? This is the highest they will go, but they can include things below. Because I can't put people in all the categories. But obviously they can have multiple. Jimmy would definitely be making moves in Vice City. Yeah, I mean, especially if they want to satirize gamers further, like being, you know, a Twitch streamer and stuff, and they could just make it Jimmy. Jimmy becomes a favorite streamer. Yeah, I think it's possible, like a passive appearance. Interactive role though? Would there be like mini games or an activity or side mission related to him? I think he would definitely be on social media, but that'd be like down here somewhere. Yeah, we'll put an interactive role, especially if we include the online in this, which I am. I could definitely see him being in Florida and us helping him out some way. But honestly, all of these are possible for Jimmy, I think. Beverly, no. Well, I mean, the need to take pictures of celebrities and stuff. No, wait, because we kill him. Well, we have the option to kill him. Yeah, they wouldn't want to say whether or not he lived, right? Yeah, so we'll go no mention. Bogdan, he's only in online. He's a cool character, but like, he's not dead. No, he gets away, right? Yeah, but I still don't think they'll put him in. He's too minor of a character and only in online. Stretch? Well, Stretch is dead. Will he get some reference? Nah, he's not important enough. I do think the gangs that he's involved with will be referenced in some capacity somewhere, but not him personally. What's this chick's name again? From Arena War, yeah, Bryony. Am I saying that right? Yeah, no mention. Who cares about Arena Wars, right? I do not even know who this is. It's apparently Chad Mulligan. No, because he's dead. He's the guy who Franklin steals the car from. Well, technically you can let him live. You don't have to kill him, but like, come on. Everyone shoots that guy in the head. Franklin, because in online, he has a sort of legitimate business now. He's a big shot. Given how rooted his business is to Los Santos, I can't imagine he moves bodily to Florida. But it'd be weird if there was no visual picture of him somewhere, like just in a newspaper or something. Like, I don't think we'll see him at all, like bodily. I don't think he'll be talking on TV or something. I think we'll just see him like some newspaper or some picture on a wall somewhere, shaking hands with someone. Maybe there's someone who works for him that we interact with. Certainly though, Rockstar is on good terms with Sean Fontino, who voices him, so. But nah, I just don't see how they're bringing him there. Brucey has been in GTA 4 and GTA 5. The people like Brucey enough to want him to come back. I mean, he's a side character in GTA 5. Like, we do nothing really with him. He can drop off like bullshark testosterone and stuff, right? He could be on the same level as Lazlow at this point. I mean, not on this. No one's on the level of Lazlow. Brucey is not niche, no. But you can imagine him just as like an ad on TV, being like, I was just a loser like you until I found bullshark testosterone. And look at me now. I'd be surprised if they didn't bring him some reference to him in some way. I don't think he's gonna be an interactive role. Although, like, imagine there's just some online minigame related to him, though. I think he'll be in the game in some capacity. Brucey becomes a red pill podcaster? I hope not, but maybe. I don't know this guy's name. He's one of the guys who sells your weapons or whatever. From the military update or whatever, right? Avenger missions, yeah. I don't care. No reference. I don't even really remember his name. No one's gonna care. He's generic military kind of guy, number 4, and there'll just be new ones in the new game. Tanisha, only possibly referenced through Franklin, because that's her main importance in the game. I don't think she'll be referenced at all, or be seen in any capacity. No. And she has no real deeds to speak of. Chef? I could not imagine it. No. Like, what capacity would they bring back Chef? Unless, of course, they want some senior guy in the drug-making game having expanded out to Florida or something. Chef being there like, I finally got out from under that damn Trevor and now I'm on my own. I'm independent, doing so much better. Something like that. They could bring him back if they want to, but I don't think Chef is popular enough or interesting enough that they would want to. Chop? Guys, odds are Chop is going to be dead.
Why you pulling me? I'm right.
It was a stretch for them to have him alive in GTA Online for the Franklin DLC. I don't think he'll be mentioned. So we can all assume that he's still alive on some farm somewhere, chasing squirrels. Unless he's confirmed dead, he's immortal. This is just one of the bikers that Trevor meets at the beginning. Don't we kill this guy? Yeah, so we kill this guy. Like, it's actually required. So he's dead. He's not going to be referenced. He's not interesting. Kiflam. Chris Fromage. It all depends on how relevant Scientology is in Rockstar's minds and how much they want to make fun of it still. Because, like, Scientology is still around, but it was more of a, like, thing constantly mocked around when GTA 5 came out. And isn't the joke overdone? Kiflam. There'll always be room to mock cults and or religion, but I don't know if they'll go as far as to give him another, like, interactive role. Well, I could see a passive appearance, him being on TV. Like, you could imagine there, like, some just news report on the radio or something being like, Chris Fromage, head of the Epsilon cult, has just been arrested. That kind of thing. Well, will he speak? If he speaks on the radio, it's environmental. Doesn't Scientology have a big building in Florida? I think he's gonna be in the game in some capacity. I don't think they're gonna bring him back again though. They'll want someone else new and interesting. D dead. He dead, man. And he ain't walking. Not important. Not gonna be referenced. Devin Weston? I think Devin Weston is gonna be referenced in some narrative or dialogue. Well, like, it's been 13 years though. But then again, we know from the leaks there was some dialogue where they referenced the death of Jay Norris. Is Devin Weston's death that significant? If they're referencing Devin, it's purely for the sake of an Easter egg. Like his name will be on a building or something. Just given how expansive of a game GTA 6 is gonna be, why not just somewhere in some corner of some newspaper be like, Devin Weston. Yeah, I think it's gonna be tied back here. There'll be some foundation or some charity or something with his name on it. Badonkadonk! I know his actual name is. He is Badonkadonk. He Badonkadonk, man. And I do not think he's gonna be referenced. 1, I hated doing all the DAX missions for awards. 2, he's only online. 3, I don't think people liked his character enough that they want to bring him back. I don't mind him as a character, but I don't think, like, he was beloved. Like, I think he was only made because they couldn't get Trevor for that DLC. Like, the real-life voice actor, Stephen Ogg, to come back. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be referenced. Auntie Denise, with all that ass. Yeah, interactive role, she coming back, guys. Nah, she won't be referenced at all. No, not important. Aunt Denise's friend, even less so. She doing her spirit walking. I don't think she can spirit walk enough to get to Florida. DJ Pooh, like, it's very clear there's gonna be music on the radio and stuff and artists and all that jazz, but I think they just make new stuff, right? I don't think they're gonna bring back the same artist they had last time. He's a longtime Rockstar collaborator. He produced GTA SA. He was a co-writer of SA. I mean, that's the thing. A lot of what is gonna impact whether people are brought back is how friendly Rockstar is with the people in real life, right? If they like the people, they'll be like, screw it, we'll give him a role, kind of thing. So you guys reckon he'll be on the radio? I mean, given how much radio there's gonna be, as you say, he's in everything else. There would be, hey, this is DJ Pooh coming at you live and whatever. Yeah. Maybe I should have made these categories more clear. Yeah, I think this is better. It feels weird to have changed this halfway through, but yeah, this is what I meant. Dom dead. He a rich man, but we don't know not really much about his deeds outside of him being crazy with Franklin. So no. The AI, given the relevance of AI currently, you could totally see how he would be referenced, given that apparently a version of him did survive. Yeah, ULP says that at the end of GTA Online. The thing is though, do they want to bring back this AI? Wasn't he kind of annoying? You reckon he'll get an interactive role? Because I think there might be a new Clifford. It all depends on how much they want to break from GTA Online. An app? I guess they can give him whatever personality they want. Or yes, some assistance, like it gets sold to some company. Yeah, I think an interactive role. Like interactive in the sense that it's going to be like on social media and you can like interact with him in some way maybe. You're like the chat GPT of GTA or something. Floyd's wife, which is really her only importance in GTA 5, Deborah. Say no mention, because she's dead and she only appeared once outside of pictures and her only importance was to be the wife of Floyd. So Lester could be in any of these, right? Giving him an interactive role, you can totally see how they could bring him back in online for some small thing, but he does retire in online and he retired recently in online. But you can imagine how they were retiring him in online to set him up for his retirement to go to Florida. Clearly he himself or his online alias of LJT are going to be referenced by other people. On radio or pictures, that seems less likely given that he's a recluse that no one knows, right? Cameo? Possibly, right? No, because a cameo usually implies like some public acknowledgement. That's what we're seeing for these other guys being on TV or whatever. It all depends if they actually want to bring him back out of retirement for some interactive role in online. I think it's either mentioned by others or he's some interactive role in online. I think Lester is a popular enough character that he will eventually come back in some sort of role in the online or what have you. The only reason I think that might not happen is because of how much he was in GTA 5 and GTA Online. That they might just want a clean break from the character. I'm still going to put him in an interactive role. The problem is though, I'm thinking more in online and it could be like 10 years down the line that he eventually comes in online. But I think mentioned by others is a 100% going to happen. Like Lester retired before and had trouble staying out of the game, and I think he's going to have the same trouble in his new retirement, even though he's now got his missus. Oh, this is Eddie Toe? I've heard the name so much, but I never recognize him. Oh, this is in our heist, right? No, definitely not going to be referenced. Although, if they do the same thing again, where we're able to pick people for our heist crew for different heists, you can imagine some of the people from GTA 5 being brought back, or at least like 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever. So they can be like, Eddie Toe, yeah, he was a big dog in Los Santos, but he had to leave town because of X, Y, and Z, and he's ended up here. Good for us, bad for him, that sort of thing. Like there will be a character or two like that for the heist. Like Packy was kind of that in GTA 5. It's just a question of whether it's going to be Eddie Toe, and honestly, Eddie Toe is one of the names that does stand out to me, you know? But yeah, I'm more likely leaning to no mention, but you know, conceivable within the context I just described. Who is this? Is this one of the O'Neill brothers? Please don't tell me all the O'Neill brothers are on this list. This is just one of the O'Neills. I'm going to put him in no mention. In single player, we kill the last O'Neill and he's like,
I'm the last of my kind.
But of course in online, there are still O'Neills. They're like weeds. They're like cockroaches. You can't get rid of them. They just keep coming back. But so long have we fought the O'Neills that I think in general, the O'Neills are going to be mentioned somewhere. Like there'll be just a reference, like the O'Neills were rednecks back up north, they're my cousins or whatever. But I don't think any of the actual O'Neills that we see in GTA 5 or online are going to come back. No. Dr. Dre? Well, Dr. Dre will be referenced, I think, somewhere. Will he be on the radio? Is Dr. Dre still really relevant in today's music scene? He's a producer and stuff now, right? Well, they brought him in for a whole DLC in online. He's LA based. He'll be therefore irrelevant to the GTA 6 locations. Like referenced by others, I think you can just imagine some guy trying to build up some cred and he'll just be like, yeah, man, I used to work with Dre, bro. I got him on speed dial, man. Want to talk to him? I know him. But whether he's actually going to be on the radio himself, yeah, I think it's possible he's going to be on the radio, but I'm more leaning to mentions by others, but there's going to be so much radio content that he'll be there somewhere. English Dave? Fake Dave? No, I don't think he's big enough. I don't think he has any relevance to that kind of Miami scene. Like you can see how they would reference him in some capacity or how they could bring him back, but I just don't think he's that unpopular of a character. He's annoying and he's just in online. So no. Please no, exactly. They could absolutely do it, but I just don't think they would have reason to. Fabian, they absolutely could, couldn't they? Like the world of Los Santos, it was not spiritual. It was hurting my vibes, my aura. This crazy family attacked me. I'm doing a terrible accent for him, but he could be on TV. Like you just flicking through and there's just him doing yoga. But yeah, fled Los Santos because he fears Michael. It's any of these are possible. I don't think mentioned by others is as likely as him just being on the radio or having a picture, but I think cameo is actually more likely than radio or pictures. But it's a question of, do they want him to come back? Is he a popular enough character? Honestly, yeah, I think he's a memorable character that they could totally bring back in some sort of cameo capacity on TV somewhere, or like in some scene. So when we say cameo, I don't just mean TV, I mean like he could be like a side character in a side mission. Like we don't interact with him, but he like walks in, buys something and leaves, that kind of thing, right? Yeah, he could show up, get beat up by Jason, and then, yeah, that's it. On some website too, that's possible. Maybe we needed a separate category entirely just for social media. Maybe social media should be in here? Because radio and social media kind of go hand in hand, right? This is tough because cameo, I'm thinking TV, but that can also imply social media. Maybe these should just be combined together. Yeah, cameo is in person, yeah. But like social media, yeah, it's a good point. So this would just be in person, digital references. How about I just make this media? I mean, move this into here and remove this. Well, then this should be media. So make this physical appearance. And this would just be media, social or otherwise. This is good. The guy who sells Jimmy weed? Nah. It's entirely possible they have burger shots and want to bring that guy over there just as like a small cameo or something. But no, it is not important enough or interesting enough. Yusuf? That they got Yusuf back for GTA Online, and given that he's a cool character that people like, he was in GTA 4, he was in GTA 5 Online, I think he'll make a physical appearance. He's funny, people like him. He's definitely gonna get mentioned by someone. Like when I went down to Miami, the amount of sick cars down there was just insane, and that's Yusuf's thing, he collects cars. He does fit the Vice City vibes, exactly. Like, this is my favorite city in the world, or whatever, you know. Absolutely. I'm not sure where he would be in a media sort of thing, right? Like, I don't think he'd be in media. It's either mentioned by others or physical appearance. I think physical appearance is more likely. These are just the porn dudes that we either outrun or we kill. There's no way they're going to be referenced. So I can't remember her name, but she's Lester's girlfriend, the person who gets him out of retirement and they're now retired together again. And Lester's now retired again, but now with her. Given that Lester, I think, is going to be referenced somewhere, I think she will as well. Like, it'll be one of those scenes where like he's talking to you and she comes in and she's like, hey honey, and Lester's like, hey, and they kiss and he's like, has one of those like lovey-dovey kind of faces, and then she walks away. I don't think she's gonna have any more of a role than that, but she will be referenced in some way, right? In a way to make Lester look cool, like he's made it, like he's the guy. Yeah, I think she'll be in the game. If Lester's in it, I think she will as well. Gerald? No. Like, Gerald is so very tied to Los Santos. Like, why would he ever leave? No, there's just no way. Wade? Could you imagine Wade, like, becoming a social media star entirely by accident? Because Wade is kind of like the character... Who's that guy from BoJack Horseman? Yeah, Todd Chavez. It's that character that is well-meaning, but kind of stupid, you know? I don't think he'd be mentioned by others because he hasn't done anything of significance, but I think it's possible that he'd be in the social media. It's either no mention or he's just on social media. I'm gonna lean towards no mention. He wasn't that important or that beloved of a character. Rubio? No, I don't think he's suited for that area, right? His voice actor's dead? Oh, well, that's even more of a reason not to bring him back. God damn, sorry to hear. He's extremely suited for the area? Is he? I thought he was very much so tied to his island. Where is Cayo Perico meant to be situated in relation to a Miami-based kind of area? In the Caribbean? Yeah, and we're running drugs and stuff. You're making a good point here. Well, I guess, yeah, being mentioned or something, El Rubio, is possible. So this is the dude from Fame or Shame. Will they bring back things like Fame or Shame, or will they want to do something different? Because they still have things like Dancing with the Stars and stuff, but what was this originally satirizing, that singing show? What was it called? America's Got Talent. Like, it's not as big as it once was. Like, TV isn't as big as it once was. It's Simon Cowell, that's it, yeah. Well, that's not his name in the game, but that's a reference. It's who he's referencing in real life. And Simon Cowell was big in 2013, at least vaguely. These things were so relevant 10 plus years ago, but not really now. Everyone's not trying to get big by going on TV on one of these shows. They're trying to get big by getting viral on TikTok. So I don't think he's going to be referenced, but there's going to be someone like him. Mentioned by others? No, because people don't even know his name. No. This isn't the girl from the store that Michaels talks to, right? Who's this? Oh, it's Anita from Fame or Shame, of course. Yeah, that's where I know her from. Same reason though. It's just not relevant now. This is Fame or Shame as well, right? Yeah. He likes the monkeys. This is the other judge from Fame or Shame, also not relevant. So this is Rocco's henchman that we kill. What's his name? It's Johnny, right? Oh, it's Gianni. Yes, yeah, so it sounds like Johnny, but it's Gianni. That's right, yeah. So he's dead, and he does nothing of significance worthy of being mentioned, so no. So this is Bernard. right? ULP, I think they want new agencies, right? He might be mentioned by other characters, but I doubt it. I think they want new agencies with new law enforcement head honchos and stuff. I was surprised they brought him back for GTA 5, honestly. In the media, true. He's old though, guys. Like another 13 years on top of him? Wouldn't he be retired? Yeah, I think at best he's getting mentioned by other characters. But no, I don't think he's gonna be mentioned. No, he's just not important. Oh, the voice actor passed away too? He was recast. He was in GTA Online recently 2 to 3 years ago. Yeah, I still don't think he's gonna be referenced. What about if the FIB is staying? Yeah, if they want to reference the FIB in some way or the IAA, then you would be more likely to get references like this. We'll just keep him mentioned by others. He is a fairly persistent character, so it's possible. Here are your photos. The person working at Lester's garment factory? Guadalupe. No, I don't think it's gonna be referenced at all. Man, this chick in Los Santos, she was so good at giving people photos. It was crazy, bro. Put her in mentioned by others. No. This is Gustavo, right? With his weird death stare. I think of all the characters, I'd be surprised if Gustavo wasn't somewhere. He's run with a gang back in Los Santos, Gustavo, and you know. It's also possible that he's brought back as like one of the heist crew kind of thing, right? In the same way that Packy was. We'll just stick with mentions. Amanda? I don't think she's done anything of significance to be worth being in the media, unless Michael's reference and her reference is like one of those online marriage couple shows where they're basically fighting out their problems on TV for entertainment. I think it's still a thing, right? I don't think she'll be mentioned by anyone unless it's Michael. I mean, if Jimmy's in the game, yeah, he could mention his mother. I'm gonna put him in mentions just because of the possibility of one of the other characters mentioning Amanda. There's a lot of avenues there because Amanda is an interesting character. It's also possible they bring her back physically and she is, you know, berating a barista on holiday or something. This is not what I ordered. You incompetent bastard or whatever. Nah, I think mentioned is more likely. How from the races? Nah, I don't think he's ever leaving Los Santos. But then again, there is a huge car scene in Miami and he is like the car guy. Media, what media thing would he be doing? Like, oh, I guess you'd have a car TV show. He's a big enough character. Yeah, more than I'm thinking about it, it's possible. Oh, true, like some TikTok-esque kind of thing. Showing off his cars. Yeah, I'll put him in media. I don't think he's gonna have a physical appearance, like an actual physical appearance, because it's gonna be some new guy who is the head car guy, right? And he may reference Hal, like, man, I used to race back in LS with Hal, man, he was crazy, that kind of stuff. I think he's a big enough character, both in GTA 5 and online, yeah. I don't know I can't remember who this guy is. Georgina Chang's assistant? Oh, yeah. Then no, definitely not. Yeah, he appears in the Diamond Casino stuff. No, definitely not. What's this dude's name? The crazy hunter guy. The Bigfoot guy, yeah. It's not Cletus. How dare you? This is not Cletus. How dare you insult Cletus in this way? He's a Sasquatch hunter. And I'm sure there's gonna be some hunt for some mythical animal or whatever. No, they'll make some new guy in Miami to fill this role. They don't need this guy to come back. Lazlow. Like, he left the company. But I mean, surely he still has like friends and stuff and they'd be like, look, man, just come on, just say a few lines on the radio or whatever, right? I don't think he's going to appear physically just because he's left the company, but I'd be surprised if they didn't have him like a little bit of a cameo on the media, right? Mentioned clearly, like he will be mentioned at some point, but like I think they will actually get his voice in there. It doesn't matter that he's left, like he has a legacy in the game and if they offered, he'd say yes. As long as he's not on good terms with Rockstar. Are you sure? Because I saw an interview with him and he seemed cool. He's been on the radio in almost every game. He left for personal family problems. To my knowledge, he'd come back. I think he's going to be on the media. I think he is. There's so much conflicting information in chat. Who knows? Isn't this the hacker chick from online? Imani? Her story is kind of tied to Franklin's and I don't think Franklin's going to play a real major role. Yeah, I don't think she's going to be mentioned at all. She's just too small. No, I'm going to say no. Amani Tech has a big influence in GTA Online. So you might say she'd be mentioned by others then, just through her tech. Okay, so we'll put her in mentioned by others. I don't think she will appear, but like something will mention her name or whatever. Impotent Rage? Given that it's a media joke character, and given that even Trevor, like his Impotent Rage statue is referenced in some relevant part, like it had the drugs in it for his online thing, and it was in his trailer and got smashed by the bikers in the cutscene. I think it would cost them nothing to have just an Impotent Rage statue in the corner of a room somewhere. The sky's the limit on how much they could reference it if they could even bring back the TV show. But I think media, including physical media of like the statues and stuff, I think almost inconceivable that he isn't going to get referenced at all. This is Yusuf's cousin, Jamal. Do I think he's going to be referenced? No. I don't think he's even going to be mentioned. Unless he's mentioned by Yusuf. If I want Yusuf in the game, it's possible that he might just be like, you're way better than my stupid cousin, Jamal. Only if Yusuf is in the game does it make sense that Jamal will be referenced. I'm going to put him in mention then. It's possible. Agatha Baker, they never brought her back. And we don't even know who her voice actor is. I don't think it's credited anywhere, right? But it's entirely possible that she's referenced on she's just on some talk show or something, talking about what it's like to be a woman in business or whatever, you know? Or like she expands to a casino in the region or whatever. Like, I don't know how popular Agatha is as a character outside of like our jokes about it, right? Because we think about this in terms of how could they bring her back? And she could absolutely be brought back if Rockstar really wanted to. But they don't need her, right? Yeah, because she could make a new casino. It's possible, but I think the only reason they'd bring her back is if they realized how popular a character she is, at least to some people, and that people would appreciate the reference. You know what? I'm going to put it in media. I think there's going to be some small news article talking about the Diamond Casino, something happening to it or it being robbed or whatever, and Agatha Baker will be referenced in that article. Something like that. The woman from the Yellow Jack Inn? No, clearly not. Can't even remember her name. Is it even mentioned? It's definitely there somewhere, but no mention, definitely not. The janitor? No, definitely not. Jaspers? He's dead? And no, I don't think he's going to be referenced. Jay Norris? This is cheating, because at least in the leaks from 2022, we know he was referenced. They could get rid of that though, because that was in the leaks. But yeah, we'll put him in mentions. Apparently, there's going to be some conspiracies as to whether or not he actually died. Janet, no mention. No reason for her to leave LS.
It's important to remember they won't bring everyone.
Oh yeah, all these people I'm talking about here, it's not conceivable they bring back every single person here. No way. These are just the ones I think is most likely and in what way they'd be brought back. To be clear though, there are far more references to GTA 4 in GTA 5 than you likely realize. People have made compilations about it, but there's a lot of characters by this point, especially if you include online, that have brought back stuff from GTA 4. This is that dancing music dude who's like just a little Easter egg. No way is he getting referenced. Can't even remember his name. He's not important. People in chat are complaining that I've got Chop here not being mentioned. If Lamar or Franklin appear physically and interact with like any dogs, they'd be like, oh, it's a cute dog, man. I used to have a cute dog once. Chop, best boy. Rest in peace or some shit, you know? Look, fine, I'll put him in mention just because you want me to, okay? The woman from the jewel store, I can't imagine they're going to reference her. Way too small of a character. This is the famous dude that's associated with the Epsilon cults. Jimmy Boston's his actual name. He only appears in online, right? Yeah, I don't think they'll reference him. And story mode? He's not in story mode though, is he? He's just referenced? I can't recall. Oh, he does appear in the Epsilon missions with Michael? Really? It's been a long time since I've done those missions. Still no though. This is a dude with Dr. Dre. Can't remember his name. Jimmy Levine? You guys will have to tell me if you think he's significant in the music scene, because I am not in that at all. You don't think he's gonna be referenced? Not important enough? Jody. I mean, Jody was a fair character introduced into GTA Online. I don't think she's important enough. No, I don't think they're gonna bring her back. This is the border security nut guy. The Civil Border Patrol. Joe. While the topic of immigration and stuff is obviously still very relevant, and the possibility of ICE being in GTA 6 is very possible, I don't think they'll bring back this guy or reference him in any capacity. We do kill him. That's a good point. I just remember that right now. So I don't think you're going to bring him back as like a zombified corpse somewhere. There will be a character that fills this guy's role. I don't think they're going to bother mentioning him, but it won't be him. Grief for Jesus. Jesse. In his role as Jesse, I don't think he's going to be referenced, unfortunately. I do think there's some possibility of there being some hippie guy on the beach that fills the same kind of role as Jesse did. But his expanded universe of being Grief for Jesus, no. The only way he'd be brought back in GTA 6 is if they acknowledge that kind of meme of Grief for Jesus. But it wouldn't surprise me if there's someone who looks kind of like this, fulfilling that kind of religious hippie role. Johnny, given that he's dead, and he was already referenced in GTA 5 in his death, unless the Lost is a significant part of GTA 6, which I sure hope they're not, there's no way he's getting referenced. He's already been mentioned way too much. We're done with Johnny. In a way, the way that he was taken out was Rockstar being like, we are done with this character. This is the dude from the Dr. Dre DLC, Johnny Guns. I can't imagine he's gonna get referenced. He dies, right? Doesn't Dre kill him? Yeah. He's not important enough to be mentioned. Who's this? I know who this is. Krim here says, George the envelope guy. Oh, the guy who we're always giving stuff to at the end of missions and stuff. And he gives us envelopes. Yes, no, he's not going to get referenced. He's dumb. Joseph, he's dead too, right? And I don't think he's going to be referenced. But there will be some character like this or something. A self-hating foreigner. This is Josh from Trevor's side missions. His main thing is like real estate and stuff, right? And being a cuck. Maybe a long time since I've heard that word. And Trevor kills him? But you don't have to kill him. Yeah, I remember. You don't have to kill him. But I mean, again, not an important character. Not big enough to be mentioned by other people. Ambiguous death. Moody Man, KDJ. It's entirely possible he's in media again, right? I don't think people loved this dude in online, but clearly Rockstar loves him, right? Yeah, I'd be surprised if he isn't on the radio somewhere. Lab Rat. Badonkadonk! Nah, I can't imagine him being referenced. He's too small of a character. Steve, 100% getting referenced. Wouldn't surprise me if they do reruns of his show on TV somewhere. But no, he's getting mentioned by someone somewhere. Despite being dead, Steve's legacy lives on. Especially about his show. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they like have some Miami version of his show and they reference the start of the show in LS. I do not know this character. Franklin Random Encounter Lady? You sure? Whatever the case, not important enough, no mention. I don't recognize this guy either. I'm assuming it's some character from online. Oh, Little D? This is Little D? The guy we break out of prison? Sasanta's cousin. Yeah, he's not going to be referenced. No way. Way too small of a character, has no importance at all, and only in online. Local Yokel? No way. Why? How would they even reference him and he's also dead? Badonkadonk Chick? Same reason as all the other Badonkadonk people aren't going to be referenced. They're not important. They don't do big things. They're only there for some online DLC. This is the guy we take out, who's meant to be the James Bond of Los Santos. Franklin knocks him out. I guess that makes him not technically dead. It's possible that they bring him back somewhere in the media, because James Bond is still vaguely an important franchise in the world. He could absolutely just be an actor in a movie or something. I mean, kind of like, why not? Why not just have him in the media somewhere? If James Bond is still relevant. But I mean, then again, the actor of James Bond changes all the time. And of course, it is possible for us to kill him in Deep Inside, even though that's not what the game asks us to do. I'm going to lean towards no mention then. There will be some actor who plays the James Bond-esque character somewhere. Aunt Denise's friend, the hippie chick? No, she was not an important, interesting character. There will be a hippie chick in the game, but it won't be her. Floyd, he dead. Unless Trevor mentions him, there's no chance he'll be mentioned. Floyd's death on TV, news, or radio? It has been 13 years since he died. This is Manuel from Trevor's side missions. Technically, it says to not kill him. In fact, if you try to shoot him, it stops you. You can get around that, but clearly they wanted him to live. I don't think they did that with the goal of bringing him back in another game, though. I don't think he's popular enough or interesting enough to bring back. Marnie from the Epsilon Cult. If they bring back references to the Epsilon Cult, she'll be it, I think. Like, she'll be on the media being like, the Epsilon Cult Epsilon changed my life. Kiflam, you should join too. That kind of stuff. Yeah, I think it's possible. On a podcast, yeah. So some social media thing. Marianne? She could have some social media thing, right? Some TikTok. She might be an influencer of some kind. Yeah, that's very possible. A fitness YouTube channel. Yeah, I think that's possible. It depends how expansive the media is, but yeah. Maud? Even though they brought her back in online, I don't think she's going to be referenced in GTA 6. I think they only brought her back in online because she was in GTA 5. Is this the dude that we rescue in online from prison? Rashkovsky? I don't know why he would be referenced, because he was such a minor character in online anyway. Simeon. He'd be quite old now, and he only had the one dealership in LS. But you could imagine him being on TV, maybe even having fled LS because he's worried. I don't think he's going to be like physically in the game, interactable. I don't think we're going to be getting cars for him or something because they want a new character for that. But I think it's entirely possible he's in the media somewhere. He's on a TV show about scammers? Oh, dude. Yeah, like there's an episode dedicated to Simeon uncovering the seedy scams that he did to maintain his business. Yeah, totally. And he's a popular, interesting character. Like, just bringing back him in some capacity will be like, oh, that's Simeon. Cool, you know? Isn't Simeon dead? No. It is optional to kill him. Thornton Duggan, the Duggan who buys the Diamond Casino. Again, I think the Duggans will be referenced vaguely, but I don't think any of the individual Duggans will come back. Theodore Bickford. This is the actor who's in Meltdown. While he has a funny role in it, I don't think they'll bring him back. Who is this dollar store chef? Oh, the Sandy Shores ammunition dude, of course. Melvin! Yeah, Trevor walks in. What do you say? What do you think about brand synergy? Nah, no mention. No mention. This is Milton. 13 years in the future. Are they still going to be referencing Milton outside of the references to Meltdown? I think he might be mentioned. Just because Meltdown is technically in the game, so that technically counts as a reference to Milton, because his name will be on the box. Casey, the only way Casey is mentioned is if they decide to be like, Casey, after his involvement with the crew during the big score, gained a taste for the life and became like an actual robber. But then again, Casey isn't in both versions of the big score. He's only in the quieter version. So I don't think they're going to go down that route. Do I think Tracy is going to be in GTA 6? That's interesting because at her age that she is in GTA 5, yeah, I think that would make sense. Like that she would be a TikTok influencer. But 13 years in the future, she'd be what? Her late 30s. Honestly, yeah, still, I think she'd have a place in social media. Even if it's some small thing, yeah, I think she's the mud girl from trailer 1. It's 13 years in the future, guys. That chick, mud chick, is not Tracy. Mimi, this chick's name. I'm gonna say no. I barely remember anything about her. So no mention, obviously. Molly, I want to think that they will mention what happened to Molly in some way. There'll be some mission where you go to an airport and the guy will be like, hey, don't get too close to those engines. I heard once a woman got sucked into one of those. Biggest part of her left was her hand. Or an accident sign. Yeah, there'll be some mention of that because it's just so iconic to GTA 5. Mr. K? I want Mr. K to come back. Or to be on the media or something. That he became an anti-government overreach activist or something. He didn't become a torture advocate like Trevor said he should. But he was left to the airport, his future left unknown. Did he even get on the plane? Did he escape to Miami? I'm gonna put him in media because I want him to be in the media somewhere. Dr. Freelander? So he was meant to die or potentially die in GTA 5, but they brought him back for online. Possibly media or mention. I think it's possible. He has a talk show. It depends if they want him or someone else, you know? Yeah, I think media or mention, both conceivable. I don't think they'll abandon the character entirely. Because all it would take is just like a book on a shelf somewhere that just says, by Dr. Freelander. You know, Freed Mind is the company. Yeah, so like there could be reference to some drugs from Freed Mind. Like, but mention is safer, but media is possible. Like him just doing some ad for some drugs or whatever. This is the dude from Hood Safari who sold them the brick of drywall. I didn't know he had a name. Mr. Drug Dealer guy. I don't think he's gonna be referenced. Not important enough character. This is the chick who Michael interacts with, who probably killed, is it her husband? So long ago did I do Michael's side mission here. I don't even remember her name. Yeah, no reference. It's not important. Mrs. Phillips? It's funny because Mrs. Phillips was just recently referenced in GT Online, confirming what I always said, that she was alive and not a hallucination in the side mission that Trevor has at the end of the game. Yeah, she'd be too old, I think, to be in GTA 6, especially because she has no reason to be in GTA 6. But then again, as old as she is, apparently she was still causing problems in GT Online. Like, I'll give you the exact quote here. It says, Mrs. Phillips has gone AWOL and is holding up Mount Zoa Medical Center. The police aren't doing anything and we can't arrest her, but we can restock their Deludamol that she's violently craving. So even despite her advanced years, she's still causing havoc in Los Santos, but I still don't think it's enough for her to be referenced. And again, unless Trevor's in the game and he's like, my mother was a saint, but I doubt it's gonna happen. She fits the Florida vibes, but I still think she's too old to make it down there. Michelle? Karen? Her real name's Karen, right? It's just what? Michelle's her fake name in GTA 4. I think it's possible for her to be in the game or on the media. She could replace Steve Haynes, basically. Although she works for the IAA, not the FIB, I think it's entirely possible that she could be physically in the game. Yeah, she'll have gotten some promotion or something. Yeah, I'm actually gonna put in physical appearance. Given that she was given one in GTA 4, GTA 5, and online, it wouldn't take much for her just to be given some little role, especially in the online. This is the current director of the IAA? Is that what role she had? Mrs. Rackman, Agent 14's boss. Yeah. She's from the Doomsday Heist. I don't think her character was interesting enough to bother bringing back. No. Mrs. Thornhill was a minor, little funny character in GTA 5 side missions. 13 years in the future, she'd probably be dead. I don't think she's going to be in Florida. But then again, like you could imagine if they really wanted to bring her, they could be, she could be advanced years, but still be like, oh, I've made it down to Miami and I can now get all these celebrities stuff now. Oh, but no, I don't think it's going to happen. Don't think so. Who's this Heisenberg looking bastard? It's clearly Walter White, but who is that actually? This is Dre White? Are you serious? No, you're making a joke, well. God damn it. I don't know who this is. Clearly not important enough to be referenced. This guy is one of the Badonkadonk guys, right? Muss. Way too much of a character. Oh, because he's with the drugs and all that stuff. He helps you cook. Nah, screw him. No. Martin? Like, Martin was just in the DLC that released, and he's looking good. Mentioned 100%. Martin is being mentioned by someone to boost up their cred or something. And you could imagine him being in the media, being like, I am discriminated against all the time. People say I'm a part of gangs and drugs and stuff because of my ethnicity. What's wrong with the world kind of thing, right? Like doing that kind of fake legitimacy kind of thing. Will he physically appear? I think it's possible in the entire future of GTA 6 and online that eventually he might come back even physically. Like just for some little side thing. You know? And maybe he'll be finally killed off, true. But mentioned 100%, I'm not sure about the rest. But I'd be surprised if they ditched the character entirely, considering that they've continued to drag him out in online over and over and over again in some capacity. Like, he could just be your contact that you're running drugs up to. He's probably early 60s by now. Yeah, he's old, but I mean, they brought him back on online. They didn't care about it. I'm gonna say, by the end of GTA Online 2, Martin will appear. It won't be immediate, but eventually. He'll be referenced in the media and physical eventually. His mistress though? No mention. No. Unless Martin mentions her himself, but no. Nigel Thornhill. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be referenced. He's too old, he's probably dead. Sorry for those who are sad about that. Nigel gone. Tao Cheng, he's alive and online, and it's possible like he could clean up his act and become legitimate or whatever and actually, you know, make something of himself or something. I think he's at best going to be referenced. I think the Chengs in general could be referenced, but I don't think Tao will be. Like, you could imagine in some mission in the future in GTA Online 2 that they just have Tao like just show up to a party and be like, "Man, Miami is the best! Woo!" And that's all you see of him, like that kind of small kind of interaction. Outside of that, no. This is one of the other heist crew guys. Who's this guy? Norm, yeah. Yeah, he's the guy who loves Michael, and there's no reason for him to be brought back. Although, as I say, I do think it makes sense that they bring back some of the heist crew from GTA 5 to GTA 6, especially because they then can be vehicles to talk about stuff from GTA 5. Because that's kind of what they did for GTA 4. They brought back some heist crew from GTA 4 and then enabled them to be like, oh man, we did all these cool things back in Liberty City. So I mean, it's possible, because then he could talk about how amazing Michael was. I'm still gonna say no, but I think there's a chance there. Omega, I think he's just going to be a bit old. And the justification to move him out to Miami, like, he does have Vice City energy, sure. Yeah, alien conspiracies are huge in Vice City, sure. The role that Omega plays as that weirdo conspiracy alien guy, there will be some guy to do that. I'm just not sure they need it to be Omega, you know? Like, why make the effort to move him? Maybe he'll get referenced. We'll put him in reference. Some conspiracy nut will reference him, or he could be on social media as well. Screw it, we'll put him in media. I don't think he'll play some major role though. Ron? Yeah, Ron is old, and we've seen so much of him in GTA 5 and GTA Online, and he doesn't have Trevor to tie him to give him some significance, and he's so rooted in LS, why would he be in Miami? The only thing I can think of is, because we're running drugs, they'll reference like, we're gonna pass this to our contacts in LS. I know this guy Ron, kind of thing, right? He could have his own radio show, but it wouldn't stretch to Miami, I don't think. There will be conspiracy theory kind of stuff on the radio, but I don't think it'll be Ron. But what if Ron calls in to that conspiracy channel? We have our guest on today all the way from LS, Ron! What's in your mind, Ron? You know? I don't think he's going to be physically in anything, but social media references, I think he's big enough character to get that kind of stuff. Ortega? Well, we kill him. We have no choice but to kill him. If you let him go, you kill him in the next mission anyway. And I don't think he's important enough to be referenced. It's too small fry. Oscar Guzman? Again, he's one of those people that could possibly be mentioned as one of these guys in the network, but I don't think he's going to be in the media or physical appearance. I think he's, especially because they brought him back in online, I think he might be referenced. So this is Packy, obviously originally in GTA 4, came GTA 5 as a heist crewman. How the hell is he getting down to Miami? I don't think so. The same way he got to LS? Yeah, but like, is he just gonna keep jumping around to every single goddamn city? He has a lot of money? I mean, you don't have to take him on the big one. No, I think he's too old. I don't think he's gonna get mentioned. This is the guy who Michael says,
You forget 1,000 things every day, pal. Make sure this is one of them.
I don't think he's coming back. He's got a generic character model to the degree that it's the same character model as the guy who throws Mr. K into the van. So no. Cletus, I think Cletus is going to be either mentioned or in the media. I don't think he's physically coming back. I think his significance as a character only became big because of speedrunning, the glitch that we talk about all the time, and how he's used to duplicate money. I'm not sure how big of a character he really was before that. He's an interesting character, like, you know, he's a nice southern redneck guy. Hey, bud, how you doing? Hey, bud, what you up to? Nothing. He will stay in Sandy Shores, but it's possible that he gets mentions or he's in the media, like he calls up some radio station, or he's in social media or whatever. I'm gonna say no mention though. Either that or he's on social media, like he just has like a Life Invader page or whatever the reference is. So we'll say no mention, but I think it's debatable. Paige? I don't think Paige had a distinct enough character to bother bringing her back. There will be a hacker chick of some kind. It's a cliche of a character at this point, but they'll want someone new. She's in online, sure, but she's too generic. Now I'm gonna say no mention. She does have the goth vibe, but she doesn't really lean into it. What's her name? She's in the Dre DLC, right? You have no idea what her name is? Dr. Dre's girlfriend. I'm gonna say no mention. Not important. Pavel? Ooh. He's too secretive to be in the media. Mentioned by others? Really possible. Given that he's a beloved character, it's totally conceivable that he gets an actual physical appearance at some point in GTA Online 2. The man's got like a submarine, he can go anywhere. The thing is though, like, is the joke of him overplayed a bit? No, I don't think it is. Like, everyone loves the Russian, like a Russian character. It's the same way with Australians. Like, it's like, you know, Australians fight kangaroos, Russians fight bears. Every morning I wake up, drink 4 bottles of vodka, and then beat a bear to death. Yeah, he'll be in the game at some point, absolutely. So this is Poppy Mitchell from Franklin's Side Mission. Well, I guess in the game in general, she's referenced a few different times. No, I don't think she's gonna be referenced. Not important enough. There'll be characters like her, drugged up actors and actresses, but I don't think she specifically will be there. Ricky? There will be characters like Ricky in the AI space, the tech space. He could have some senior role, he's moved up in the business, or he could have gone fully into the criminal world or something. They could bring back the character, but do they need to? No. I don't think he's gonna be mentioned by others because his deeds are effectively meaningless, but a crypto bro, true. Ricky Tech Tips. Dude, what if there's a Linus Tech Tips kind of character? Didn't he get fired from Life Invader? I think so. Like, he lost his job, right? And that's why you call Michael? Nah, I don't think they're gonna mention Ricky. There'll be other characters like Ricky. Rocco? I mean, Rocco's dead, and I don't think anything he did was significant enough to warrant being mentioned or referenced or whatever by others, so no. So I don't know who this guy is. He's some kind of mechanic. Screw him. Not important. So Sasanta, I think, annoyed people enough in GTA Online that she's not gonna be referenced. Moody Man on the radio with music, sure, but Sasanta? I can't imagine it. Tao Cheng's translator? It would be hella funny if they bring him back as an actual physical appearance and he's translating for someone else. I used to work for the Chengs. They were terrible. Did you know they didn't even know my name? They just kept calling me translator. And then he says that and we still never find out his name. That'd be so funny. Originally though, Tao Cheng's translator was going to have a bit more of a role in that he was going to be blended in the airplane engine, not Molly. If you've ever seen my video where I talk about the changes that were made to missions, it wouldn't surprise me if they bring this guy back. I'll be real with you, but I'm still gonna say no. Oh, this is the tennis pro. Well, the tennis coach, not necessarily a pro. I do not think he'll be referenced. No, he'd be too old and not important enough. This is just one of the other bikers, right? Terry? I'm gonna say no again. Oh, is he dead? Yeah, he died, but no. Duggan? Did we kill him yet? We killed the other one? I can't keep track. Oh, wait, we confused the Duggans? So we confused the Duggans in terms of their names. It doesn't matter. They're both Duggans and they both won't be referenced. Duggans in general, yes. These two, no. The bank manager from Big Score, not Prologue. This is a different character. Yeah, I'm gonna say no mention. Like, it's possible for them to give him a role in another bank or something and him to be like, not again. But again, he only appears in one of the big scores and that kind of confuses things. I'm gonna say no. Who's this guy? He looks familiar. He's from Epsilon. Yeah, he's from Epsilon. I'm gonna say no because he's not a significant Epsilon guy. Tom Connors? I don't think he's interesting enough to bring back. Yeah, I'm gonna say no. Gay Tony? He's a recurring character already, but he's old. Like, another 13 years onto this guy. Is he still gonna be in the nightclub scene? running the town? Is he just gonna be in Miami being like, you kids don't understand like it was in the old days? He's not that old, I understand, but like, you know, the nightclub scene is usually for younger cats, and he's already old, and how long ago was the nightclub DLC in online? Like 5 years ago? It was like 7 years ago. So 7 years on, yeah, I don't think so. I'm sure he's mentioned by others, you're right. Like he'll be mentioned by someone, unless, well, I mean, he'll be on the media, you know, just on the media circuit. I don't know, but no. Tanya? No, she doesn't fit the scene of Miami, right? And she wouldn't be able to get down there. No. This is Ursula, the chick you can pick up in the random event and do a one-night stand with and stuff, crazy chick. I'm gonna say no. Why would she be referenced? Too small of a character. Mini Madrazo. I don't think anyone really likes the character of Mini Madrazo. He's not as popular as his dad. And when they had the chance to bring back a character for the most recent DLC, they brought back Madrazo rather than Mini Madrazo. It's possible he's referenced in some way, but nah, I don't think so. Like, unless Madrazo was like, my son. Nah. Both these Dr. Dre stuff, I don't think either is important enough to see. Is this the guy who can possibly die in the Bureau raid? Daryl Johns? If you take him, he dies, I think, but it's not a guaranteed death because you don't need to take him. Still, I think given that he can possibly die, he's not going to get referenced. Vincent? My boy Vincent. He needs to move up in the world. Get out to Miami. The sun, the babes, the drinks. He deserves the good life. It's all about whether or not Rockstar thinks like the character of the guy with a menial job who has a very high vocabulary, who's clearly smarter than the role he's found himself in life. Like, do they want to bring back Vincent to play that character, or they want to make a new character to play that role? Because we may have just seen enough of Vincent by this point. He absolutely could just be like a bouncer at a bar or something, a club. It wouldn't surprise me if he gets some role, but I don't think it's certain. You know what? I'm gonna put him in physical appearance, okay? If we're including the entire future possibilities for GTA Online 2, I think there's a possibility they bring back Vincent in some capacity. Wei Cheng, he dead? So no. The Chengs I think will be referenced in general, and that's being referenced by Tao Cheng here, but him specifically, no. This Wendy from the arcade, not important enough of a character, so I'm gonna say no. This is Young Ancestor. Yeah, I know he's involved in online and all that jazz. Is his music still relevant enough that he'll be in GTA 6 in some capacity? I don't know his deal. We already saw a Young Ancestor shirt in GTA 6. Okay, well, we'll put him in mentioned by others then. Well, no, is a shirt media? I guess the shirt is technically media. Is this representing all of our GTA Online characters? Or is it referencing me? Am I going to be referenced in some capacity? Here's my prediction. I think both the idea of our GTA Online character and the idea of content creators around Grand Theft Auto are both going to be mentioned in the game somehow. There will be parodies of both of those things. Like they'll be referenced in some way to make fun of them. Obviously, I'm voice acting for Lucia, guys, but that's not me. That's neither my character or me as a content creator. They'll make a joke about the character not talking. Yeah, some guy will be like, man, I used to roll in LS. There's this crazy guy I used to run with, man. Mute, but insane. So capable. And so that is the entirety of the tier list. This doesn't include characters from other GTAs, which I'm less familiar with, obviously. Do I think Nico is going to come back in some way in GTA 6? I don't think the voice actors' somewhat hostility towards Rockstar has changed. And given that it's so much more distant from the actual deeds of Nico in Liberty City, I don't think he's even going to be mentioned. He's also too old, right? As far as San Andreas is concerned, like CJ, I don't know how they'd bring him back or why. How long has it been since the events of the original Vice City? It was set in 1986, so it's been 40 years. So realistically, almost none of the characters can come back. But surely there'll be many references to the original Vice City. It's a completely different universe anyway. Yeah, but as we've seen, Rockstar is not against the idea of referencing that world. Because yeah, we saw Phil. And of course, there will be some vague reference to Tommy Vercetti. I don't think he'll be in the game, but like there'll be like his shirt hanging on a wall somewhere or whatever, right? But yeah, ultimately, these are all the characters I think have a chance to be referenced in some capacity in GTA 5. These are more like guesses as to how I think it's most likely they'll be referenced, but it's entirely possible that Jimmy is just in the media as a social media guy, you know? When GTA 6 comes out, I'm going to be judging by like how many of these guys end up being in GTA 6 as opposed to how correct I was in the category, right? Well, I'll do both, I suppose, but it's why I wanted to make this prediction so that I can, like, after the game comes out, like, tick them all off. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. I wish you all the best. Bye-bye. Boop.